What up, Salvador Briggman here. Welcome back to the Crowdfunding Demystified YouTube channel. On this channel, we love to talk about crowdfunding as well as many other topics like e-commerce, selling a product online, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, equity crowdfunding. We get a lot into really how to unleash your full potential as a creator, as a business owner, right? How to turn and monetize your craft, how to monetize something that you're passionate about, turn that into a product if you have an idea. And in today's video, I want to talk about manufacturing, and specifically, what the heck is manufacturing? Why is this something that you should be thinking about, studious of? Why should you be examining this and really sinking your teeth in this and studying this more and more, particularly if you're trying to come out with a new product? We'll be talking about that in today's YouTube video, and it's coming up right after this. All right, man, so why the heck are we talking about manufacturing? Why is this such an important topic that I want to cover in today's video? If you've been watching some of my other videos on this channel, first of all, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, your attention, being a student of the craft when it comes to crowdfunding or coming out with a new product, or even just taking action and really getting aggressive towards setting goals and making progress towards those goals. I think that is incredible. And if you've been enjoying some of my videos, give me a thumbs up so that other people know. So the first thing I want to start off with is just kind of understanding what manufacturing is. And if you think about in the United States, the Industrial Revolution, which was late 1700s, early 1800s, the Industrial Revolution was such an incredible time, one of the most pivotal eras when it comes to manufacturing. I'd say the biggest thing is really just changing from more of like a handmade kind of manufacturing process, having lots of human labor, handmade products, to actually systematizing this, to actually having factories, right? Having division of labor, assembly lines, involving machinery when it comes to making products. And what that allowed you to do is have incredible economies of scale where you could literally just churn out product after product after product with impeccable quality in a way in which you could never do before. And naturally, the advent of the Industrial Revolution in America led to a massive boom in the American economy and the United States becoming a massive industrial power. Now, when it comes to manufacturing, this is such an incredibly important thing to understand, is that at the end of the day, all that manufacturing is such a big fancy word, right? It's really just about turning raw inputs, resources, things that you see, materials, parts, turning that into a finished product. If you see a bunch of random resources, let's just say you were like a hunter or gatherer, go back into the caveman times, and you see a bunch of resources, you never could imagine that you could take all of that and actually make a product out of it. But our ancestors discovered that that was possible by making tools and then eventually making different manufacturing procedures. So really it's about turning raw resources, things that don't have any kind of real utility beyond just what it is, and molding it and shaping it and having different procedures and having human labor, maybe having going through a process, a chemical procedure of some kind, in order to have a physical product which people can buy, which solves a problem which they experience in your life. Now I want you to take a second, wherever you are, if you're hailing in from Australia or Canada or United States or Europe or Asia, wherever you are in the world, you can be from India, look around the room that you're in right now. Everything in this room that you are in right now is made up of tiny little products, whether that's a lamp, whether that's a TV, whether that's your flooring, right? Whether that's your walls, whatever it is, the computer that you're looking at or your phone, all of these are products. And the more that you understand the manufacturing process as a business owner, it's one of the easiest ways to de-risk the process of launching a new business. So I have people all the time reach out to me, they'll do a one-on-one coaching call with me, and they're like, Sal, I am so excited, I'm so pumped up about this, but I'm really scared, right? Isn't launching a new business kind of risky? And what I say is that anytime that you sit down at a game and you don't know how to play that game, you don't know the strategy behind it, you don't know the tactics that go into it, it's always gonna be a risk, right? If you sit down at a poker table and you've never played poker before, you don't even know the rules of the game, you don't know the different hands, you don't know the strategy, you don't know how to bluff, it's gonna be extremely difficult for you to perform in that situation, particularly if you're going up against seasoned veteran poker players who already have access to all that and already know that. So of course, the more that you learn and understand, the most incredible, pivotal subject when it comes to getting a product made, the more it's going to de-risk starting an e-commerce business, selling a product online, doing a Kickstarter campaign, doing an Indiegogo campaign. When you understand the process of taking those resources and turning it into a finished product, and that could be from a very even high level. You're probably gonna have someone help you do this, you're probably gonna find a manufacturer, right? At a certain point in time. But the more you understand resources, procedures, technology that goes into it, the easier it's gonna be for you, and also you're gonna de-risk the process a lot. So that being said, let's talk about 3 important key elements when it comes to manufacturing, and we have a lot of other videos out there on this subject. In addition, if you wanna get a product made, I have a great video out there right now. You can check literally A to Z of how to make a product from scratch. Some really killer content, as well as marketing when it comes to Kickstarter, Indiegogo, how do you actually get attention to a product, all those kinds of things. And I got some great resources as well as the links in the description. For example, my Killer Crowdfunding Tips newsletter, which is a must be on for anyone who is serious about coming out with something new and is really hungry about doing that. Want to take all the stress out of fulfilling your Kickstarter rewards? Fulfillrite is the turnkey solution that puts product delivery on autopilot. The Top Campaigns uses trusted high-tech provider to store, package, and ship their products. Focus on growing your business. Leave shipping to the experts. Don't wait. Get a custom quote from Fulfillrite today. Link in the description. So the first element that I want to emphasize is made-to-stock manufacturing. So made-to-stock manufacturing is actually just very similar to how it sounds, which is that you are going under this objective of getting a product manufactured, turning raw resources into an end product, and all of those products that you're making throughout this process or this procedure are then being used to stock inventory. This is a very critical word. The more that you understand the vocabulary of a subject, easier it's going to be for you to actually navigate that terrain. So think about this inventory, that word. So you're going through a manufacturing process and you're gathering a lot of inventory of a product, right? Or a couple of SKUs of a product maybe, which are different, derivations or colors or those kinds of things of that product. And maybe you're shipping all that, those inventory to a warehouse where it's going to be fulfilled via e-commerce, or maybe you're shipping it to a retail outlet or a location where they're physically going to sell that product on your behalf, or maybe you're going to be shipping it out to your Kickstarter or your Indiegogo backers, right? Which is one of the reasons why backers love to support crowdfunding campaigns. They get access to really cool technology products, really cool gadgets, gizmos, design products, travel gear, all that kind of stuff, and they get it before anyone else. So, making something for stock is really just about inventory, and that'd be I think the first type of manufacturing is that you go through this process to get a lot of inventory, and you have to understand that because it's not a scientific process so much. Because, for example, let's just say that you get a lot of inventory, you don't necessarily know whether that inventory is going to sell or not. You have to forecast demand. You have to forecast how much inventory you actually need. In addition, once that inventory is beginning to run low, you then have to think about, do I need to manufacture more of these, right? Do I need to manufacture more inventory? So really something important to think about. The second one I want to point out is make to assemble manufacturing. So what is make to assemble? When it comes to this part of the process, what is even like assembling something? What does that mean when it comes to manufacturing? So you could, like I said, go from raw resources to a finished product, right? And probably within that stage, there are different components of this product which need to get assembled together by a human or a robot in order to actually make this product a reality. So all that I mean by make to assemble manufacturing is that you are basically focusing on making the parts. And once you have enough demand, then you can turn those parts into finished products by getting those parts assembled, which is obviously another piece of manufacturing. And then you can ship that out, whether it is to a fulfillment company or to a retail outlet or to your house, right, your garage. Hopefully you let your wife or your husband know that they're gonna get a lot of products in the garage before you do that. But that's another way in which you can go about manufacturing. Let's talk about the third one. We talked about make to stock, make to assemble, and also making to order manufacturing. So when you're making something for an order, it's also very similar to the way it sounds, which is that when an order comes in, you are then going to focus on getting that particular product manufactured. Now, a great example of this would be things like print on demand. So for example, I have a great book out there called The Kickstarter Launch Formula, which teaches you the A to Z of launching a powerful Kickstarter campaign, everything that goes into raising funding for a new product to actually get the funds that you need to then go out there and manufacture it and to get those orders then shipped out to people around the world where they can enjoy the various benefits of your product. So I got that link down below, Kickstarter Launch Formula. But when you actually purchase that, it's going to go through what's called CreateSpace or Amazon's kind of subsection where they do print on demand manufacturing for that particular book. So with my book, I don't have tons and tons of inventory with my book. It's all made to order. And that's an example of made to order manufacturing. So when an order comes in, Amazon will actually fulfill that particular order for one of my books. Now, that can be great for some types of products, but it's also really not great for other types of products. So you have to be aware of the limitations of made to order, and as well as the costs that go into that, how you actually might have additional or higher costs, right, when it comes to a make to order style of manufacturing. In addition, this can be very popular when it comes to like swag or kind of like knickknacks like that, or websites like Teespring, really just making something once a customer actually orders it, not having to hold any inventory. This can be extremely attractive to a beginner because they don't need to hold inventory. However, there are also many limitations when it comes to this, right? And you're not going to be able to have that level of control as well when it comes to designing a product from scratch and the economies of scale that come with it. So each of these styles that I'm covering in this video have various pros and cons when it comes to getting a product made. If you're watching this video and you're interested in selling a new product online or developing your own product or doing a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo campaign, make to stock manufacturing is going to be the one that you really want to narrow in on. And you really want to think about, okay, if I'm going to get this product made, what do I need in terms of my tooling, right? In terms of the costs that go into getting the molds done for this particular product. What do I need in terms of the CAD designs, in terms of the sketches, in terms of the resources that are actually go into getting this product made? What are the manufacturing processes which are going to be used in order to get this end product delivered to the end user in a fashion which is going to be beautiful, that they love, that they enjoy? You're going to want to think a lot about that. And as well, how am I going to store this inventory? Am I going to be using a fulfillment company? Am I going to be shipping it to my garage? The example that I used before. You want to think about inventory, and as well, how might you even forecast that demand? And that's exactly where Kickstarter comes into play. That's exactly where Indiegogo comes into play, is that it gives you a website and a medium for you to forecast that demand. So a lot of my students that book one-on-one coaching calls with me, not only are they interested in getting funding and really making a name for their brand, having a massive tribe of people which are following them online, getting tons of feedback on their products, but they also want to know, is there demand for this actual product, for this idea, for this problem which I've come up with a solution to? So if that sounds interesting to you, I got some other great links down below when it comes to my free Kickstarter course. I invite you to subscribe to this video, this YouTube channel, if you want more content just like this, and leave a comment down below if you found this video to be useful, insightful, or helpful. I'm going to be putting out more videos on this subject, so if you liked it, give me a thumbs up to let me know, and I will see you next time.